See, nigga can dig some screws in the motherfucker if they want to, though. They make that L hurt.
They sure do. But you know what? I don't know if y'all seen that one video of the CNN analyst. It was a black guy with the goatee that he had a very, very like heartfelt statement. I believe it was a statement or something he was making about the campaign and Joe Biden, President-elect Joe Biden winning and all that kind of stuff, and how we could, you know, it was just a very, very heartfelt thing, and for him to be that emotional about it. Did you see that, Chris? You know what video I'm talking about? I can't remember his name.
Van Jones.
What's his name?
Van Jones.
Van Jones. That may be something that we, I know, we a little bit on the fly right now and kind of doing it impromptu. That might be something that we want to, go to real quick and just listen to, let the people that's listening to this, hear what he had to say about it, because it was very, very heartfelt. And I ain't never seen a time in an election period where someone became this emotional about a person winning. I don't even remember when President Barack Obama was president, that I don't remember seeing people have this type of reaction and crying about it. Yeah, everybody was happy because, the president was black and all the other kind of stuff or whatever. But, the way that his emotion with it was a whole lot different. It felt a whole lot different.
No, Chuck. Everybody cried when no Bizzle came in. I remember I watching Jon Stewart. He got elected. He stopped what he was doing, said, guys, proud to say, we got our first black American president. He cried, and Jesse Jackson brought his own half and half ass back over and started crying. Everybody's crying out there. So,
hey, maybe I missed that, man. But for whatever reason, man, this man, what's his name? Matt Vaughn?
Von Jones.
Von Jones, whatever. Yeah, Von Jones. Like, I don't know. His I don't know. It hit me a little different. That's all I'm gonna say.
About to play it now, OG.
All right.
Your thoughts.
All right, OG. And what you think about that?
That's powerful, man. Like Russ said, bro. It's that did feel genuine, man. And tell you the truth, it's a lot of us kind of feel too, man, in some degree of the way. Bitch, you can be hard, try to act as hard as you can, say, hey, shit don't matter, this don't matter, whoop, whoop. But deep inside, though, there's some inkling that this matter. And the key word that he said, I like that morality is actually fucking valued again. That part. And like Trump, he get in there, he's a bully, he's a bulldog, he go in there, he fight all day, be what my grandmama say, he's coming that motherfucker proud and wrong, loud and wrong.
Hey, my mother used to say the same thing.
He stayed by his guns. No matter how wrong he is. And if you tell him that he wrong,
right there.
If he tell you wrong, he gonna go back and say, your son's a cokehead, fuck you. And keep on going with it. Now that's one good thing about that's the one good thing about the old DTs. Oh, that's one good thing about him. But at the end of the day, you gotta look like morality, man. That's not somebody you want to strive to. That's somebody you not want to emulate morally. You know what I'm saying? As far as the country, that kids gonna grow up, man. I don't grow up to be like Trump. How so? Your dad on crack, bitch. That's the right way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
Yeah. But you know what though?
That's the main thing I got out of it.
But you know what though? Morality was one of the big things out of there. But I think the thing that resonated with me about it was the whole character piece, man. Like having character, that's something that definitely is driven from within. and it's driven from people who you look up to, or that were influential in your upbringing, and those are the things that you develop, that you gather from them, and you instill them in yourself as rules to live by. And I think this is kind of one of those cases where, they usually say good guys finish last.
Yeah.
Where, this is one of those overview looks of this time the good guy finished first. You know what I mean? That's how a lot of people look at it. So, with the character, of how President Trump was, and all the trolling and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people like that. A lot of people, like that he wasn't a true politician. He spoke his mind and did the things that he did and all that kind of stuff. But then you have somebody coming along that is not all the way perfect themselves, that has had some blemishes of, upon their, political tenure as well or whatever, but, is able to, meet the people halfway and provide some type of sense of normalcy or whatnot. And he ended up finishing. So I think that this is truly one of them cases where the good guy actually finished first this time. Is for it's what a lot of people that I've talked to about this whole situation. I have, a lot of friends that are Trump supporters. I have a lot of friends that are Biden supporters, and, we have had different conversations and stuff, and a lot of people have made valid points on both sides and things like that. But I think, just the right that I don't even, and you can check the numbers, Chris, on this right here, fact check me or whatever. But I believe I heard that this was the biggest turnout of voting people eligible to vote came out for this election. When President Obama was president, there was a large, voting presence as far as numbers wise. But I believe this one was the biggest output of eligible voters that actually came out and voted. And just going back to your piece where Anthony was talking about, as far as your vote matters, your vote does matter. And that vote mattered in Georgia, that vote mattered in Texas, it mattered in Nevada, it mattered in Pennsylvania, it mattered in those places. Although, we went to sleep seeing Texas as one way, well, I mean, we were awoke when Texas was one way, but then when we woke up, Texas was a different way. Somebody's vote mattered, So your vote definitely matters, and a lot of people have died and suffered for us to have that right to vote and stuff. But I think that this is just it's I still think it's an unstable time and unstable time in the country where we had all these Trump supporters going around doing all kind of stuff, doing all kind of bullshit to people, and damn just acting straight ass and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And I mean, they went from damn blocking doggone buses and running up.
Man.
It was a lot of stuff that went on with him. And I tell you this, I ain't seen that one Trump post come through my timeline in 2 days. And before these results was given, I seen it all down my timeline. There was a couple of individuals that every day they was posting some stuff. I swear it was every 30 minutes they was running that shit down my damn timeline. It was something.
I'm with you. But yo, we know what? We come back to that part of it at the end of the thing.
Let me,
I got some shit to say about that though. I do too.
let me
But
say,
big old Chris, what you got, Chuck?
I want to take this thing all the way back to 2008. So we compile 2008 all the way to 2020. What's that? 12 years, right?
Something like that.
8 years of Obama. That's 4 years of Trump. Do you guys remember when Obama was elected? Like everybody was saying that the country is divided, and you know there was all this rigmarole on this side and that side, and there's a bunch of racist stuff going on. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That whole 8 year period, by comparison to these last 4 years, the country's probably been more divided in the past 4 years than it had the previous 8. You know what I mean? And
I can agree.
for me, it made me learn a lot more about other people. Even just the election itself made me learn a lot more about people, you know, more than what I previously knew. You know, we always talk about us as black folks, you know what I'm saying? Black people are not monolithic, right? We don't all think the same. We don't all hold the same values. Obviously, you got, you know, black conservatives that are Trump supporters and this and that. And then you got those on the opposite side of the coin. Bro, when they started coming out with the numbers, and Roy, by the way, the number what I saw on this site was 5 million. 5 million people came out to vote by comparison to like 4, and they set the record. And I'll put the statistic here in a second. But what I learned about this shit is, man, looking at the Hispanic community. Like you said, and you go to bed one morning, Texas is blue, or you go to bed one evening, Texas is blue. You wake up the next evening, Texas is red. That's no surprise. Texas has been a red state all of our lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would have been more surprised. I wouldn't have been too surprised if Texas turned blue, but I'd have been more surprised had it turned blue than I was, you know, for it to turn red. But we learned something about it. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing. Florida has a heavy Hispanic population down there. You know, when the votes came back, majority of those Hispanic folks down there voted for Trump. And I'm like, yo, how are these people voting for Trump with all the shit that went on with their community? From
you got to think about this.
Drug dealers. I'm about to get to that too, Aunt. But there's a point I want to make about this whole shit, this whole election shit. But then when they start tallying up the numbers on the West Coast in Arizona, where a lot of them Mexican Hispanics at, they all voted for, majority of them voted for Biden. So what I learned is black folks ain't the only minority culture that's not monolithic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Hispanic community isn't monolithic neither. And
neither are they. Let me add this. Neither are they the only the ones that matter. That black vote.
Right.
People always talking about getting the black vote. The black vote. This. Yeah. It ain't just the black vote.
They weren't the only ones that matter. So when you start speaking to people's needs and issues, you got to understand what everybody's specific needs and issues. Like we from the South, right? Like we have specific issues that's not going to be the same as a black man's issues in the North. You know what I mean? They might be very similar with, you know, police brutality, racial issues and things, but there might be some things going on in New York that really don't mean shit to me in Texas. You know what I mean? And vice versa. But what I think, to bring this back to my whole point is, with the whole election and shit, from 2016 up to now, I think the country has been more divided. And in that divisiveness, I think we've learned more about, or we should have learned more about each other, to where now with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in office, we can start doing the real fucking work and saying, all right, I know what y'all issue is. I'm gonna go to war for your issue, but I'm gonna need you to go to war for mine. You see what I'm saying? And I know what your issue is. I need you to go to war for my issue. I'm gonna go to war, and we gotta hold these people accountable. Like the work ain't done yet. I mean, just because Biden in office don't mean the work done. We got, and then 2022, it's another election in 2022 to keep the House and the Senate. So
pay attention. And another thing too, what you were saying, I'm sorry to cut you off real quick, but partners, you talking about the Hispanic vote, by us not being in minorities. The thing with Florida, this is the key thing I gotta realize though. When it comes to Florida, being from the South, you know, we a little privy, you know. We deal with a whole lot of our brothers, essays from down on the border. However, some sad way, we're kind of the same way too sometimes, you know. But you got to think, Florida, Miami, not Mexicans,
No, no,
Cubans,
yep, yeah.
and them Cubans, they are some of the biggest red supporters out there. They are. They coming out from under Castro. Well,
Yeah.
their parents was coming from under Castro or whatnot. Hell, some of them still have came from Castro. They come over here, and there's a certain type of bill that, matter of fact, before Obama left, he put a stop to it. Does that, you know, it used to be legal for the Cubans who come over here, as long as you don't come over here for like and get in trouble for like a year, I want to say, or a certain amount of time, you become a citizen automatically. You don't have to do no foreign no other exams, no
All
other
the extra
paperwork
stuff.
for it. So that's why a lot of them Cubans
And
vote
see,
Republicans.
that's another point that I wanted to make. And like for us to come together and bring that unity together and understand that, like you said, the Mexicans down, or some Mexican, the Hispanic folks down in Florida are not they not the same Hispanic folks as the ones in Texas and out west. And we gotta understand when they start even when they lump us, like I noticed when the report dude called Kamala Harris a woman of color. Like, man, she a black woman, man. Just give her fucking stripes. You know what I mean? But but let me make this point real quick, Roy. Like Ant said, we gotta understand what the issues is, so we don't look at these different cultural groups all the same. Because that's what the media do. The media say Latino this, Latino that, black this, black that. No, there's a fucking difference. Them folks down there in Florida, they deal with a communist fucking government. So whenever they hear Democrats and liberals get to talking about social ideas, socialist, social security, welfare, and shit like that, that scares the fuck out of them people.
And the Republicans do not stop the rhetoric. They keep that pumping through.
Yeah. And,
right.
and shit, maybe and now maybe y'all, and they have to adjust how they talk to those particular Latino folks, because the message that you sending out to the Latino folks out west, it ain't the same message that these folks over here need. So you know, it's just,
Right. But you got, I think that along with that, I think it's totally different being the Hispanic or Latino. I'm not sure which one is the right term to use at this moment, as far as a person coming from Mexico versus coming from Cuba.
Mexican Cuban, that's
Like,
the right way to say
it's
it. You ain't offended nobody that way. Some people
Hey.
come from Mexico, some people come from Cuba. That's how it goes.
You see
I'm
that
saying,
you see it, huh?
Got to be careful.
So,
I got you.
yeah. So, it's you talking, you like you said, you talking to two different people, two different backgrounds, two different struggles. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think the piece that I wanted to trying to drop in here or whatnot is the racism part. So yeah, when President Obama was president, there was a lot of racist, white people coming out, people who disliked him or had a prejudice against, people of color, black people, whatever. Like, they kind of came out, they said what they had to say. Excuse me. They said what they had to say, and it lasted for a little bit, and then it kind of died off, right? Mm-hmm. But in these last 4 years, it's been and then when President Obama was president or whatnot, it was out there, but it was still kind of subliminal.
Right.
It wasn't up in your face. Well, these past 4 years, it's been in your face. it's been all up in your face. It's been just all out there in the open. It's not subliminal no more, which that brings a different level of oomph to the whole situation. You know, so with with President Biden, I mean with the President-elect Biden winning, the projected winner or whatnot, it kind of puts us back in that frame of, I mean, me personally, and just my opinion, I don't believe racism is ever gonna go away. I think there's always gonna be some level of racism because people are taught racism by other people, and we got individuals in this world that continue to teach kids and to teach people that form of hatred for another person or whatever. So I don't think it's gonna ever go away. But I think that with President Biden and the President-elect Biden and the VP Kamala Harris or whatnot, I think it's gonna go back to being subliminal. I think it's gonna be back to not being out there in the open and not being direct or whatnot. Like shit, what was it? Just last week? I mean, Trump supporters was rolling through the hood. You know.
Hey, hold on, OG. Hold on. We gonna talk about that.
We getting to that.
We gonna talk.
I guess I'm jumping the gun, man. I'm jumping the gun.
But I'm with you though. Like no shit. Well, you know what I'm saying? If we do got some racist viewers out there, fuck you if you get offended now they get shit now.
Somebody left a wild ass comment under one of our videos. We were talking about Breonna Taylor. I don't know if y'all saw that shit.
I don't.
Which one was it? Which comment was it?
Man, hold on. Keep going, and I'm gonna go look for it.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Go ahead, and I'm gonna look for it real quick.
But tell you the truth, like you said, man. Look, they had a subliminal, but then again, they had a black man in charge of them, so they kind of held their tongue, did shit more subliminal. And what they did do, start spreading these dumbass lies. He's gonna take our guns, which I do love guns, and them doing that lying shit brought bullet prices sky the fuck high like it still is. But and Trump brought them out, so that's therefore. I want to know. I hope it actually all go away. But realistically, I think it ain't gonna be in our face no more unless they blow it out to a big powder keg. Now with a white man being in the face, understand we got Kamala in there as the VP. You know the VP kind of get the little in the back type of thing, you know, coming in and answer questions here and there, but I don't know I don't know if they're gonna go back to the old pussy ass subliminal side of it.
So this is from our last episode. We clipped it up. Clip 2: Officer in Breonna Taylor murder sues her boyfriend. Guy named Love My Dogs. This is what he says. The warrant was actually for her.
Lie.
It was in her name and her address.
That's what I thought she was gonna go into, bro.
Just pointing out the misinformation that is out there. This is far too much and too many people arguing about it. She wasn't an EMT anymore. They didn't fire her, but gave her an option of quitting and not being able to be rehired because of a couple of things that happened. She was involved in a drug circle, but it seems like she just held her money, her glove. What the fuck? This dude is fucking retarded. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't say that. Walker was also involved in dealing and admitted to having committed robberies beforehand. He had one set up to do before Breonna was killed. I'm not even gonna read the rest of this shit. But yeah. So yeah, we got some ridiculous folks out there.
So scary motherfuckers. Hey, put your real name up there. Don't be scared.
Yeah, man.
I swear, if I don't like somebody, I would tell you, like straight up, like Taco Bell, I don't fuck you. I don't like no Taco Bell at all.
Man, stop fucking
At
up.
all?
They might give us some ad money. I gotta be wallow with this motherfucker.
I don't need that
I gotta
fake
be wallow with
meat
this
chick.
motherfucker.
I don't
Hey
need it.
man,
We might.
you can be Wallow. You can be Wallow. You just make the Chi over there. You just make the Chi.
I do not need no taco swill around me. So fuck them. And you got my name.
He don't mean
so
it. Hey, Taco
if
Bell.
you don't like
Taco Bell. He
saying?
don't mean it. Taco Bell. He don't mean it. Pepsi, Coca-Cola,
I meant that.
whoever own y'all, he don't mean it. KFC, he don't mean it.
Hey,
Now,
Taco
actually,
Bell.
the
Taco
people,
Bell.
the people make Sierra misses.
Nacho
He
Bell
don't mean
Grandes.
it, son.
I fucks with the five layer burritos.
Don't
I
you
fucks
tell
with
that.
that breakfast
Man,
shit.
yeah,
Hey,
I fucks with
support
Taco
at least
Bell.
say Taco Bueno. Y'all support. Fuck Taco Bell. At least support Taco Bueno. God damn.
Man, I ain't seen a Taco Bueno since our last time I was on Pleasant Run.
Hey man, whoever want to give us some ad revenue, we love y'all. We love y'all.
Except Taco Bell. I tell you what, Taco Bell, you cut the check just to them two suckers. I don't need that. You keep that fake meat every day.
That's fine.
Hey, I am not selling my soul for that.
I heard y'all got y'all shit together, Taco Bell. We fucks with you around here from Debate from the Great State.
We definitely. Hey, I order that shit on DoorDash almost every weekend.
Hey fellas, y'all ready to move on? We gonna touch this Trump, this President-elect Biden issue one more again. Y'all ready to move on to the next deal?
I tell you what though, I would like to say I'd rather see Yeezy in the house.
Man.
Weezy, Yeezy, what you saying, huh?
Hold on, that ain't enough. Oh my goodness.
Eating Wheaties, drinking.
It's not enough.
Eating Wheaties, huh?
So listen, if y'all are not familiar, which I'm pretty sure everybody is familiar by now, Kanye West announced his candidacy for the 2020 presidential election.
I thought he was lying.
Through his endorsement around Trump, and then all of a sudden he decided he was going to run independent. Yeezy ended up getting 60,000 votes, and then he dropped out of the race.
But why Wayne didn't endorse him?
You would think that.
That wasn't enough. That wasn't enough for old Kanye West. He was also brought up in the news again because the several employees that had worked on one of his latest albums were suing him for 20 mil because they claimed that they had not got paid for the work they contributed to the album. Fellas, what are your thoughts about this Kanye business?
You can't go in the office with that kind of goddamn baggage.
Republicans do.
That is true. They do.
I document their workers.
I get you. Republicans be having baggage, but I don't think that they had no active suits going on when they're running. I just don't believe. I don't believe. I agree. I would go for them having some baggage and doing some bullshit and some fucked up shit, but this one right here. Nah, I don't see it.
He got to clean the slate. He got to clean the slate to Trump.